In this screencast, I will be talking about arranged marriages in Pakistan. I will provide a general overview of arranged marriage, discuss how arranged marriage is viewed among Pakistani young adults, and briefly describe what a traditional Pakistani wedding is like. So let's jump right into it. In Western cultures, arranged marriages are a bit of a foreign concept, but they're actually more common than you would think. 55% of marriages performed in the world today are arranged marriages, though in countries of South Asia the percentage is much higher. In India, for example, approximately 89% of marriages are arranged. Divorce rates are also much lower in arranged marriages. Globally, only about 6% of arranged marriages end in divorce, compared with over 50% for love marriages. Granted, this statistic does not suggest that arranged marriages are always more successful, since in many cultures, including Pakistan, divorce is considered greatly shameful and is therefore not a solution unhappy couples will normally resort to. Now, I've chosen this particular picture for a reason because it seems to suggest that the bride and groom have no say when it comes to arranged marriages. This is actually what's called a forced marriage, and although it unfortunately does happen in Pakistan, it isn't the same as an arranged marriage. In a proper arranged marriage, both the man and the woman have the opportunity to accept or decline the offer of marriage. For the sake of this screencast, we will divide arranged marriages into two types. The first is the traditional arranged marriage, which is done through a third party, usually a mother or aunt, who feels that the two young adults would be a good match. In this case, the bride and groom-to-be have never met before. Sometimes the first time they will have a true conversation with each other is just before the wedding. Semi-arranged marriages are becoming more popular. The future husband and wife have several opportunities to meet one another and get to know each other. This is similar to the dating process in our Western culture, the difference being that if they find themselves compatible, the man will approach the family of the woman to send out a proposal of marriage. This process can take some time, sometimes up to a few years, and may not always end in marriage if the couple does not see themselves as a proper fit. Love marriages, the kind of marriage most of us are accustomed to, where the match is chosen by the couple on their own, is rarely done in Pakistan and is usually frowned upon. For the most part, parents desire arranged marriages for their children because they feel they can make a wiser decision for their children with their experience. But how do their sons and daughters feel about it? You may be surprised to hear that many young adults don't mind the idea of arranged marriages, and some actually prefer it. One young adult from Pakistan, now living in the United States, said, "While I know I will never have my marriage arranged for me, I firmly believe most arranged marriages last longer, and couples are generally happier compared to love marriages, especially those in the US. There is always a chance for love in arranged marriages. Love grows." There are, however, others who do not find as much happiness in an arranged marriage. Another woman describing her arrangement to a cousin she had never met defined her experience as marital hell. This young Pakistani designer shared her opinions of arranged marriage, both good and bad, through a board game she designed. Although the object of the game is for three girls to distance themselves from the matchmaker or auntie, Nasha says she doesn't personally object to the idea of an arranged marriage. She says, "I'm not against the tradition or the idea of an introduction, one that I have the option to decline, from a family member, especially in a society as conservative as Pakistan where men and women aren't really allowed to be friends, but only when I'm ready." She also adds, "How is an introduction any different from being set up on a blind date or arranging your own introduction via a dating app?" She makes a good point. You'll remember in the Malala readings from last week that she mentioned some families in the village go into debt to celebrate a marriage. This does not surprise me because the festivities are pretty elaborate. The celebrations usually last 3 days, filled with a number of traditions and rituals such as nikah, where the vows are exchanged and marriage is accepted by both the bride and groom, and walima, a feast hosted by the newlyweds to officially present themselves as a couple to their family and loved ones. I wish I could describe in detail all of the traditions involved in a Pakistani wedding, because there are so many and it's truly fascinating, but I know I won't have enough time, so I hope you'll research the wedding ceremony a little more on your own. Also, as a fun fact, can you guess where the wedding in this picture was held? It was actually just an hour away from BYU, Idaho in Pocatello. So, as you can see, traditional Pakistani weddings are not limited only to people living in Pakistan. That's it. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thanks for watching.